I basically got working at the company that I'm at now. I got like a 50 to $60,000 increase in my
Boy,
salary.
ain't no way, boy.
Yeah,
Boy, ain't no way,
yeah,
boy.
yeah,
Boy, ain't no.
absolutely.
So, how would you explain what cloud support engineering is? And also, I would like you to elaborate on what a day in the life of a cloud support engineer looks like as well. So, we could pretty much demystify the distinction of, or let's say, remove the negative connotation of support in anybody's role title, right? You
Yeah,
got a lot of negative connotations with support where people may just think it's either a lower level job or easy, or you're just talking to people on the phone all day, so you're not really doing anything. um so yeah, those are the two questions. What is cloud support engineering, and what's a typical day to day for you like?
yeah. So cloud support engineering is basically it's a little bit above just regular. Basically, it's beyond the sysadmin stuff. It's so the people that I'm talking to, they are the sysadmins or system engineers at their companies, and they're experiencing problems. And the problems could be as small as, you know, IAM permissions all the way down to throttling, or they're getting an error and it's a new error and I'm trying to reproduce it. I would say it's not, it does have the title support, but you don't do their job for you. We have very, very strict guidelines on what we can and cannot do. Like, we cannot write scripts for you, we cannot write code for you, we don't debug your scripts and your code for you, and we don't, like, we're not going to, like, the my job specifically, I cannot build up your SQL servers and stuff like that. However, we do have managed services that'll do all of those things for you, but that's not my area. Um, and I would say a typical day in the life is that I wake up, I log in, and I just go and pick up cases. I see what's out there, and I go pick up cases. Right now, most of the things that I'm working on, even though there's an array of services, my most common thing outside of EC2 Windows, which is kind of like the default for like any case, would be Systems Manager and the disaster recovery and yeah, the disaster recovery services. And so I just pick up cases, I work them, I wait for people to respond to me. If they don't respond, I go pick up another case. And when my day is over, it's over. Sometimes I have to spend hours and hours replicating things. Sometimes I have to do a lot of research. Sometimes I have to write, like, I might have to write my own custom code to be able to do something. Like, I had to, like, more recently, I wrote, it wasn't really custom code. It was just something that I wrote for someone to be able to use Athena to query CloudTrail. Like, that was something that was very basic for me. It took me like 5 minutes because I've worked with SQL a ton. So writing a SQL query to query something else is not a lot of work. There's also no real obligation or requirement for me to work beyond my set schedule hours because the work is very demanding. It's not just like you just can sit there and you don't get to cherry pick and pick easy things. Sometimes you might get an easy one where it takes you like 5, 10 minutes. Then you might get something where someone's like, my entire environment is down. And you get on the call with them, and like 5 hours later, we're finally getting it back online. But yeah, it really depends. It does have the word support in it, but it's a really good job. I wouldn't say it's necessarily entry level, because there's the understanding that you have a basic understanding of systems as a whole. So you just kind of already understand how to make the connections, because someone may say I can't connect to XYZ, but like you I don't know, it's like you already know like how to ask them questions like, well, how is this connected, how does this work? Because sometimes people tell you the problem, but they don't give you uh all of the information. So yeah.
Yeah, you got to pull that out of them. And speaking of, so I'm glad you made the distinction of saying like
Hmm.
I wouldn't could consider it entry level because we have these kind of contentious back and forth all the time about cybersecurity roles and what we would deem to be entry level and what we wouldn't deem to be entry level. And it's like I said, it's mixed feelings on that. I think some roles are entry
Hmm.
level, and I don't think some roles are entry level. Now, if a person has an exceptional talent to get there faster than others, then I would make a suggestion, exception for that person because they're an exception to the rule. But with that being said, from your experience, let's talk about two things, right? This is the fun part because people they want to hear this stuff.
Hmm.
What Okay, what was the pay jump like going from like like system engineer, not engineer, whatever, to cloud support engineer? And
Hmm.
then we'll say like also what's like a average, what would you expect an average cloud support engineer salary to be, in the country?
Okay. So like you meant the ramp up, like how was it different?
Like for example, from when I left the knock to going to my first sock role, I think that was probably close to like a 30K increase
Okay.
a year.
Hmm. So I went my last job, my title was system administrator. And so from there, I basically got working at the company that I'm at now, I got like a 50 to $60,000 increase in my
Boy,
salary.
ain't no way, boy.
Yeah.
Boy, ain't no way,
Yeah.
boy.
Hey,
Yeah,
Boy, ain't no way,
absolutely.
boy.
Yeah. And that's my year one salary. I haven't really done a lot of research on how to calculate year two salaries.